Builder! How are you using your Rode Wireless Go? This just in, there is a crazy Asian dude just punching the air outside for no reason, and he's holding what appears to be a reporting mic. You can flip it either way, and yes, it does work, and you don't really hear the hand movements, but hey, it works. Some of you are probably going to be like, dude, he's about to lose $200 worth of his investment. Okay, so I know you guys are thinking, oh, dude, he's just bluffing. He's not going to actually turn it on. Okay, that worked way better than I thought. Let's take this on the highway. Well, guys, I think it fell off in the highway because I think it just went through there. So, no, I'm just kidding, guys. Look. I'm whispering into this one because the other one's way over there, about 10 feet away. Because the answers comes first, the reasons come last, but we're always still learning. Of course, if you have a stereo splitter cable like this, you can use 2 transmitters, one for the left channel, one for the right channel. But what's the fun in that? Let's have sound effects or cell phone stuff going into the other channel. Done. Roll that intro. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Too Long Didn't Read Filmmaker, where the answers comes first, the reasons come last, but we're constantly and always still learning. So I've been teasing this for a couple weeks now, and I hope you enjoyed the 6 creative ways that I thought of on how you can use the Rode Wireless Go. And hey, if you guys have any creative ways, I'm gonna start using the hashtag TLDRfilmmakerRODEchallenge, and that way we can all search up everyone's different ideas, and maybe there's an idea that's going to help your production, so everybody in the community can benefit from this. Now, Rode, if you're watching this video, I just want to personally say thank you. Thank you for creating such an awesome little product with a really great microphone and how small it is, because the #1 use that I see with this Rode Wireless Go outside of dialogue is using it for Foley in a narrative film. Now, if you're not familiar with what Foley sounds are, it's essentially everything that's not a dialogue. So it could be a cash register, a car going by, or in my case, fighting and hearing the swishes. Because if you're familiar with my channel and my work, a lot of the films that I work on are action-based, and when you're doing the sound design for fighting, it takes a lot of time, and it could take up months of your time to do it. So in the short example of me throwing my fist in the air, it was only about a 4-second clip, and there's about 13 different movements of varying degrees. So you're gonna kind of want to have a variety of sounds, because if you don't and use one sound for all 13, this is what it sounds like. Sounds kind of weird, right? Now, I do have a sound library that I can use, and it took me about 7 minutes to find the sounds that I want for the 4-second clip, and this is what it sounds like. Now, here's the thing I want you to take away from. It took me 7 minutes to find the sounds that I wanted with an existing library for 4 seconds of action. So you can see how quickly this can take up a lot of your time if that's what it takes for 4 seconds of action. So it's wonderful to know that the Rode Wireless Go can give you an awesome starting point that sounds like this. Now I know the Rode Wireless Go is not going to sound as good as the sound design version, but the Rode Wireless Go gives you a good starting point, so you can add some additional sounds to make it sound like this. Now remember, you're not giving the audience 2 different movies. You're not saying this is a sound design movie and then this is the non-sound design movie. So when you're presenting it to them, they're not going to really know the difference. So just know that the Rode Wireless Go can give you an awesome starting point. And again, because it can be done on the day, you're essentially getting all the Foley sound live per take. So whatever the actor has done, whether it's a different timing or a different variance, you're getting it right there on the spot. So you're saving yourself a lot of time that way too, especially when it comes to footsteps. Footsteps, it's always going to change. So if you're in a scene where they suddenly skid or trip or something that sounded great, you're going to get a live performance of that and save yourself some time in post-production. Now, what really impressed me was the microphone on the Rode Wireless Go, because in the car example, I was really expecting me just to have a distorted sound clipped beyond belief and you just couldn't use it. But I was surprised that my Tascam picked up this. Now get ready, this is going to be loud, because I had to pump it up plus 21 dB, and this is what I got. So you can actually hear all the pistons firing. So that's really awesome that the Rode Wireless Go is not inhibited by extremely loud sounds really close by, that it is going to adjust. So whatever Foley you're trying to capture, just know that your Rode Wireless Go is going to make sure you're not going to clip. Now, if you're not a narrative filmmaker and you do a lot of NAB trade shows, then it's awesome that you can use this essentially like a broadcasting mic. Because if for some reason the person you're interviewing does not want you to wire them up, or they don't want you to clip this onto them because they don't want to show the Rode brand on them, then simply get one of these little hot shoe rails, slide it in, you're good to go, and you can go back and forth, and you know, no harm, no foul. But you want to make sure you use the wind muff, because when you're moving this back and forth, the wind can catch the microphone, so you want to lessen that with the wind muff. Now, if you only have one transmitter and you want to use two lavalier mics, you can get one of these cables here. This one specifically, because the other cables didn't really work, so I'm not sure why, so I'll leave a link in the description down below for this one. So if you're doing a YouTube show where you have two hosts sitting at the same desk, you can use one of these little transmitter units with two wired mics. Now, one thing to know, they have to be either two wired mics that are not powered or two wired with power, because if you try to mix and match it, the transmitter is actually going to realize that, hey, I'm getting a signal from a battery, and then therefore if you do a regular wired mic, it's not going to power it on. So you have to make sure they match. Now, this last example is something that Caleb Pike from DSLR Video Shooter has done for a while, and essentially you can get yourself a stereo breakout cable like this one, so you can have a transmitter in each right and left channel. And of course you can use other uses too, whether it be a wireless shotgun mic, or in my example I use it as a sound effects library. So if you have a soundboard, you can hook one channel into that, or maybe you're doing a conference call, so that channel can be the conference call and the other channel can be you talking. So what's the bottom line here? The bottom line is, if you're a narrative filmmaker, not only can you use the Rode Wireless Go for dialogue, but you can use it for Foley. And you can use up to 8 of these in one area. So I think Rode essentially has created a new position where there's going to be a sound person that does the dialogue stuff, and then there's going to be a sound person that's sole job is to pepper 8 of these into a scene and get as much Foley as possible, so that when they bring it to the editor can have takes of Foley, and then therefore they can save a lot of time, and they don't have to spend up to 7 minutes for 4 seconds of just fist swinging, footsteps, cars, kitchen, when they're cooking, an office, what have you. The possibilities are limitless. And if you're not a narrative filmmaker, I think this is awesome that now you have a portable wireless, essentially broadcast mic, and it lasts up to 7 hours, which is great, or you can just put a battery bank to it and use it all day long on a trade show. And the last thing is using one of these cables here to have 2 lavalier mics into one transmitter. Again, if you're just doing YouTube stuff at home and you have 2 people, it's a very cheap way to get a really awesome wireless solution going straight into your camera. And hey, that's it for this week, everybody. Again, I am using the hashtag TLDRfilmmakerRODechallenge, so go ahead and use that hashtag so all of us can learn from each other in terms of what creative ways we are using this microphone. Lastly, Rode, thank you again for making such an awesome product. If you're watching this, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as always, guys, if this video has made all the influence in your purchasing decisions, I would really appreciate it if you check out my affiliate links down below. Again, this costs nothing extra to you. It just gives me a little compensation so I can continue making videos like this for you. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down below. I will get to them as fast as I can. And until then, like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys in the next one.